Hey everyone, this is Prince Watercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Streets of Rage again. We are now on round 7, and at this point in the Let's Play, the game decided to drag me back down to Earth after some really stellar playing in rounds 4 and 5. And you're gonna see just how the game did that to me, on normal difficulty of all difficulties, pretty soon. But for now, we're taking an elevator up to the top of a building, or really close to the top of a building, so we can head to the Syndicate's headquarters and take down the boss once and for all. As you go gradually upwards, the enemies become harder and more numerous. Because we're pretty high up, and we're playing as Blaze, we can actually grab enemies, throw them over the barrier to the right, and toss them to their death, instantly. Of course, we can also jump over that barrier and kill ourselves, sadly. And we can also jump on top of that barrier and do some wicked jump kicks on enemies, but I don't do that for the purposes of, well, making this a lot more efficient. The hardest enemies you're going to be dealing with are those karate guys, because they will drop down from the air and they will actually make it harder for you to, well, throw enemies over the barricade to the right. But if you can do it, it'll definitely help with the crowd control in this area. Some enemies will have knives. You want to keep stopping on the third hit of the standing combo. Just keep doing the first 3 hits over and over again to finish them off as quickly as possible. And if any enemies come towards you when you do that, that's a bonus as well, because you can keep them in that little stun lock too, and basically get rid of them very quickly. The elevator is strangely programmed. You can actually suplex them into the very edge of the floor and the barricade to the right and do some really weird glitchy stuff where you suplex somebody and then they fall straight to the floor, just like what happened earlier. Also, that was a really dumb hit and I don't know how that happened, but I do have a bet nonetheless. Thankfully, that's the full extent of the damage that I take within round 7, because there is no way to refill your health in the 7th round of the game. And because I have the bat, it makes the 4th of 5 salvos of enemies that I have to deal with much more easy than it should be. I'm also going to show off a glitch that I noticed during the first playthrough where I played as Axel, and show off again here, because it's much more useful to do it when you're on the final salvo of enemies. When you see these buildings are on the last salvo, when the karate men drop down, hit the special attack button before they hit the ground. Because they're falling down and the screen is scrolling at the same time, the karate men can't find the floor for some reason due to game programming, and they fall to their deaths. It is possible to glitch it so that one will still land and will display his normal AI while the special attack is in effect, and it won't work on him while he does that. It's really freaky. I did that during a practice run. I wasn't able to replicate it here. Anyway, we are now down to round 8. This is the final round. You do not have a super attack here, and you also cannot press start on player 2 if you run out of continues. So keep those 2 things in mind. First thing you want to watch out for are the moving trays with the food in them. Some of them will be stationary, and those are the ones that will carry items. And much like round 8, you start out with easy enemies, and they become gradually harder as you make your way to the end. And unlike the other stages, you move to the left. It's pretty interesting, but not too groundbreaking. Don't know why they decided to do that, but you will have plenty of stopovers along the way, and after the first stopover, you will face a boss, and you will face them all in the order that you fought them in the first time. You'll get the first 5 bosses, you won't get a repeat of round 6. And unlike first time, they will be wearing a different set of colors. They will be palette swaps. And here's Here's a pipe that I wanted to get, and I remember correctly, I skipped it, because no, that was the other pipe. There are two instances where you can get a pipe. That was the first one, the second one is still much later. Pipe makes it really easy to get past the purple signals here, because you can take them out almost as quickly as they show up. And once you take out all the enemies on the second stopover, you'll face a round 1 boss once again. I'm going to mention it very quickly and easily. The same strategies from the first time you fought them still apply here. It should also be mentioned that they don't have any minions whatsoever in round 8. So it's easier to fight them the second time around. And I was able to make quick work of the first round boss. And there's this guy. He throws stuff despite not visibly juggling anything, and he's probably the hardest of the enemies thus far that I'm able to deal with because he keeps continuously moving away from me, and I hate him for that. And there's that second pipe that I wanted, and unfortunately I move away from it so that I can't grab it, and I was kind of steamed when that happened, as you can see there. But at least I didn't move past the meat that fully restored my health, and I was able to grab that as soon as I got rid of this guy. First things first. At least I was able to move out of the way of that tray. Some of them will come at you from the right, meaning they will come from behind you. Also, because of things not happening the way I wanted them to, I had to deal with 3 purple signals at one time at one point. But anyway, there's the second level boss, second round boss. I like the palette swap that he has here. Black and yellow, kind of reminds me of Adam. White Mohawk is pretty cool too. And because he doesn't have any minions, I can do the 2 knees and then throw him back. Then quickly move towards him. Move diagonally towards him before he can attack me again. And I'm able to finish off more easily than I was in round 2. We start seeing the green signals again after the second round boss. And they show up more often here than they do in any other round. There aren't many of them in the game, but they are rather annoying in terms of having to put in a little bit more effort to take them out. And I thought I could finish that guy off with a jump kick. Silly me. But here, I get to face... Oh, wait, no, that's not the round 4 boss. That's the round 3 boss. Because I was kinda confused a little bit, I actually fought him normally and didn't show off all the jump kicks that I did in round 5. But as you can see, it's pretty easy to do. It also made it so that I had to finish him off with fewer jump kicks, which I was able to do here. And down he goes. We won't be seeing him again until Streets of Rage 2. I know he comes back in the sequel. Next stopover will be the round 4 boss. And new enemy here, the guys in black. The black-clad karate guys. Those guys take even more damage than the ones in brown. And they only show up in this round. And I used the pepper shaker there to stun him a little bit. Really useful. And sadly I could not kill the black dominatrix there with the knife, but I was able to finish him off with a nice grab combo. Just like I'm able to do with all of these guys. Thankfully I was able to throw the second one and the third one and then finish him off with 2 knees and a suplex. And now I should be able to do the same strategy that I did in round 6 with the round 4 boss. He comes back a third and final time, and as you can see, it's as easy as ever because just like round 6, he doesn't have any minions to help him out. This one is over before you know it. Perfect timing on that post-commentary there, Prince. Good job. And here is the light green dominatrix. Looks kind of whitish green. If you're playing on easy, she doesn't show up. She also appears only in this round. And I believe there's also a... Well, that was funny. There's also a whitish, light green variation of the Juggler as well. Once again, he shows up only in round 8, and if you're playing on easy, he doesn't show up on screen at all either. And I just go ahead and just spam the first 3 hits of the standing combo just to get rid of them. And these guys are now doing the gang up technique, but I'm able to do the stun lock with the first 3 hits of the standing combo on them, finish them all off at once, and there's the door. Behind that is the final boss of the game. But we will have to take care of these guys as well as the round 5 boss. Yes, we have to finish off the Evil Blaze Fielding Twins once again, and sadly I do not have a pipe to help me. So I have to fight them off by waiting until they do a jump kick, and then doing a grab combo and doing what I have to do. These guys seem faster and a lot more aggressive compared to their first appearance in round 5. I also like the purplish hair that they got going on with the black outfits. It's pretty memorable. And sadly, I can only do the first 3 hits of the standing combo on them. Every little bit helps, but it really stinks that I can't, knock them back with the last hit of that standing combo. And because they're faster, it's kind of hard to grab one of them after they do the jump kick. They also managed to pull a lot of suplexes on me too. And that's really, really annoying because you can't use up and C to escape out of the suplexes. I'm not really a big fan of that, but whenever I'm able to do a suplex, I do it because it does more damage than the throw if I don't vault. And these guys will finish me off in three suplexes. It's really, really annoying. And I wish I did a suplex there. And that girl, that Blaze Fielding Twin right there, she was really in the mood to suplex me. I'm not sure if they're really faster or more aggressive. Maybe faster, maybe not much more aggressive. Maybe it is just me. But the second fight was harder to do than the first. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just making it worse than it seems to be, but I definitely seem to have a harder time here. But once you finish off one of them, it's a lot easier. For some reason, they walked forward towards me a little longer than usual. So maybe they were more aggressive, maybe they weren't. I don't know. But I was able to take them down after losing at least 1 life. And, well, after I finish them off one last time, I'll be able to show off what's behind that door. All I gotta do now is just wait for my footage of me finishing off the other Blaze Fielding Twin to finally finish, and there it is. And I accidentally hit the door. I didn't move towards it and hit B. The game automatically does that for you. You finally meet Mr. X himself behind this door, and he asks if you want to join his gang. If you select yes in a 1-player game, you get sent to round 6, and you have to make your way all the way over here again, and then you'll fight him. If you select no in a 1-player game, you'll start the boss battle, and you'll have to fight off all of these red Galcias. It would be in your best interest to start near one side of the screen when they both start showing up at the same time. That way you'll finish them off with a pipe faster in case you do want to finish them off with the pipe. I kind of figured it out in the second batch of them. But after that, we finally face Mr. X himself. And because of my added range, when I'm able to throw enemies into him, the strategy when I wanted to do the first time actually worked a little better. And I also try to grab him and do grab combos on him myself whenever necessary. I know it's not the perfect Mr. X fight, but it's still better than when I played as Axel, when I was forced to use a continue because I wasn't as fast and my throw wasn't as good as I had liked it to be. Finally down to 8 lives there, but once again, still better than the Axel playthrough, and that is the most wicked recoil from a suplex I've ever seen. And you finally get to see Mr. X's death animation, which is pretty cool too. And with that, that's it. That's the game. We finally beat Round 8, we beat Mr. X, and we get a bonus for every life that we have left. 2,000 on normal, hard and hardest give you bigger bonuses for each life that you have left. And I mess up with the name input, so I just changed it to Al. Because I messed up the second time around, just like I did the first, and it kind of hurt my pride there. I know I can do PW in the blank spot for the high score input, but once again, I messed it up, so there you go. Here's the ending where we finally see Mr. X is down. Blaze, Adam, and Axel are all there. And they head all the way back down to the bottom of the building. They finally make it out. They meet the guy who did all of our special attacks for us throughout the game. Sadly, we never get to see his face, but... And once again, I always want to think that he looks like Axel. Maybe. I'm not sure. But... yeah, that's the credit sequence. I was able to enjoy playing through this game the second time around, because, well, I'm better with Blaze than I am with Axel and Adam. Not sure if I'll ever do an Axel playthrough. Well, I did an Axel playthrough. Adam is the one character that I haven't played it with on the channel yet, and I don't know if I'll ever play it with him. I might not. I'll leave it open-ended. Don't hold me to it. But here we have our three heroes watching the sunset from the bridge. It turns into night again, and that ends our story one more time. I'm gonna say what I said the first time around. Go get this game. It's not the hardest, it's not the most challenging, but it is definitely the start of a trilogy that you should really play sometime. It really was Sega's answer to the final fight, and it did its job well. It still holds up rather beautifully to this day. And there is our high score. Not bad. Well, that's it for me. Hopefully I will be back with another game. Until then, this is Prince Watercress. Take care, stay safe, thanks for watching, and see you guys later!